the roads policing remains a key concern of the public from our post bag. For the force, there were 58 fatalities from RTCs in the 12 months to the end of November 2014, compared to 12 homicides. Similarly, in Devon, there were 26 fatalities in the same period compared to 6 homicides. I have 4 questions, really. What do we know about the contribution of driver behaviour to these figures? And specifically on what proportion of fatal accidents are there alcohol or substance use implicated? What are the police doing to reduce these figures? And how effective do we believe our support to victims in road traffic collisions is?
Thank you, Commissioner. Straight answer on the detail. The detail I had before me relates to 57, not 58 fatal collisions between the 1st of December 2014 and the 30th of November 2014. Of those, the main contributing factor for fatal collisions was the loss of control, which were 15 of all fatal collisions, or 26%. The second most frequent was behavioural, i.e. carelessness, recklessness, or drivers being in a hurry and driving dangerously, which accounted for 12 of all fatal collisions, i.e. 21%. And for the period reviewed, 5 or 8.8% were due to a contributing factor of impaired alcohol by the driver. In all other collisions, it's 7.1%, so it's a slightly higher percentage in fatalities. And for the same period, 4 or 7% of all the fatal collisions recorded a contributing factor of drugs. In other aspects, they were both drink and drugs. So in the main, we still see the issues of driving too fast or driving impaired as the main contributing factors. The force does an incredible amount of work of awareness, and that follows the government's agenda about education. Similar to my previous views on parking, the excessive speeds that are undertaken that cause these issues, particularly in regulated zones, is a choice that law-abiding people make, as is drink driving and drug driving. These are very rarely serious unorganised criminals. These are members of the public who are making choices. And so we educate around the Fatal 4, which is about speed awareness, alcohol and drugs, distraction and seatbelts, which are the Fatal 4, the main 4 causes of fatality. The Safer Roads Support Unit, but also our Collisions Unit, and also our local officers do a lot of education work. We've received national recognition for the campaign The Honest Truth, and one of our officers, on behalf of the wider force, received a recognition from Her Majesty the Queen in the recent honours list for their work around the honest truth. Also, we run Learn to Drive, which are about intervention opportunities, and we also work with the older generation in an ageing population around their attention to detail, and there's the Driving Safer for Longer intervention for older drivers about fitness to work. In terms of high visibility policing, we run Operation Vortex with our roads policing unit. I know and understand that in the past we had a significant dedicated roads policing unit. That is not affordable going forward, and I'll come back to your homicide aspects. But we do use our armed response units as roads policing units, and they are trained in this area. Operation Vortex and myself and the Deputy Chief Constable and other colleagues engaged in a high-profile campaign, which is unmarked patrol cars patrolling our major roads within Devon and Cornwall, stopping motorists and talking through their activity. In the main, on my own day, the shock on someone's face as we came alongside them when they're on their mobile phone is something I will remember, but more importantly, they will remember. And the conversation was brief. The reality is there is no excuse for using a mobile phone in a car with Bluetooth that is available, and also the ability to set your mobile phone to say you're on a journey. There is no excuse. So with that, moving to the issue of homicide versus fatality, we do what we can to prevent. I understand the figures. Our dedicated homicide teams, we have to remember, and we only have to look at The tragic case in Avon and Somerset happening over the past few days requires dedicated teams who are there and will take something from a known domestic homicide, parties known, right the way through to people who have fled our boundaries and gone overseas, and we need to bring them back to justice. So I need a dedicated homicide team. I would like to have a bigger dedicated roads policing team, but I have to balance those resources with other threats. But again, Commissioner, that is part of my bid to you. I know you're supportive, and actually during your period of office, if you recall, it was 2 years ago, we put some dedicated assets back into roads policing in order to deliver your plan.